I represented people who lived along the Delaware Bay in a place called Berrytown. These were people that had moved up when the oyster industry was flourishing on Delaware Bay. They came up from the south, and they were oyster shuckers, a lot of them. And then the oyster industry was killed by the MX virus. So they were essentially marooned there. Most of them were living in housing, which they paid $30 a month rent for, but it had no water, no bathrooms. They had 2 or 3 outhouses. And the landlords used to make $18 profit or $12 profit on their $30 a month rent because they provided nothing to them. And that was my first case, was working with the people there who were trying to change their conditions. In fact, I think I probably got a court order for the last court-ordered outhouses built in the country, because kids used to ride their trucks over and knock over the outhouses. The oyster shuckers were all African-American, black, and the people in the community weren't much better off economically, but took pride in oppressing them in a lot of ways. Some of the houses were built in an area called Shell Pile. They were built right on the oyster shells that had been shucked by the people. And a couple of the houses had actually washed up in a storm. So these are places that they just put there and then charge people rent for. So I brought a class action on their behalf, and we at least improved some of the conditions. But I made great friends there, wonderful people, and spurred me to do more housing work, because I saw how important it was to work with the community to try and improve those conditions. So